Hello everyone, I'm back with another video, and today we're going to be talking about the feminine archetype of the sage or the wise woman. Now I wanted to give this a modern spin, so I did include some video clips that kind of represent the sage energy, maybe more for Generation Z. And so, I guess I'm considered Gen Z, but I think I'm a little bit more of like maybe in between, also relating to millennials a lot. But let's go ahead and get into the video. So today we're going to be talking about the sage archetype. We're going to be talking about the goddess Athena and how, first of all, if you've never done a feminine archetype test, there are a couple feminine archetypes, and they each relate to old mythological and ancient stories that talk about different modes of consciousness, which is the feminine and the masculine. And those are really, like I said, just modes of consciousness that we all, men and women, have inside of us. And so this is not necessarily to say, oh, you're masculine or you're feminine. We both, men and women, have these separate modes of consciousness that are different but complementary, and we use them, in different areas of our life, and we're made up of different percentages, I guess you could say. And so I am actually a sage woman, but I also have much stronger lover and maiden energy. And so the sage energy is actually my tertiary energy. And so this kind of, unless you know me intimately and know me very well, sometimes you don't necessarily see this about me because I'm a lot more receptive and warm, and I have this, what Aisha K. Hines called the diffuse awareness. So a lot of people see, the other side of me, and they don't see the business oriented, strategic, goal oriented side of me. And that's more of things that I kind of keep in private, but I do want to, in this year, Happy New Year, first of all, I want to be able to kind of share those different aspects of myself and kind of really cultivate my sage energy. So as I said, the sage energy is very strategic. That's one of my favorite things to talk about when I talk about being a sage woman. Is just in our minds, we are really big on strategy and making plans and making goals. And I laugh every time I hear like strategic. You're so strategic. You have all these like plans and ideas, and like you want to get in this room, and you want to talk to this guy, and you want to you're always looking for the boss when you're networking. And I'm like, that's absolutely true, because that's just kind of our nature as a sage woman. And so if you identify with this archetype, or you might have this in your in your feminine makeup, you're gonna be strategic, you're gonna be goal oriented, you're going to be a little bit competitive, and not with other women. I used to, when I was very, very insecure, competitive and comparative with other women, but now the more of the competition is kind of like with myself, and I'm like, you know what, can I go harder than I was before? Can I do more than I did before? Can I, set new goals and reach those results that I've been looking for? And so competitiveness is not necessarily a bad thing. If you're playing a major sport, if you're a sporty girl, you already know that competitiveness is not inherently a negative trait. But when it becomes toxic, or it's out of insecurity or ego, then of course it's not going to be beneficial. But yeah, so that's some of the attributes of the sage archetype. I was just watching a course, and I'm not going to give too much information because this is a paid course, but they were talking about, cultivating the sage archetype, and I wanted to kind of go further into that and seeing it in modern times. So as you can see, I have some pictures here of like Zendaya or Rihanna. These women are not necessarily, primary sage women, but I really love the business suit vibe, because I feel like that is really kind of like an aesthetic version of the sage. Sage women are very comfortable in the realm of business, law, and academics, and they are really this really represents feminine independence and a pursuit of knowledge. And that's one thing I've always realized about myself, and especially with my relationships with men, is I'm always looking for, like, what do you have to give? Like, I want to know more, and I'm a big conversationalist as well. So sage women are big conversationalists. We love to sit down and be around either women too, but also men who are intelligent, and you can have deep intellectual conversations with them and really soak in lots of knowledge. And so that is something that I definitely related with. Actually, today I just got off of the phone talking to my grandfather, and my grandfather is in his late 70s. And when I was way younger, we would have long conversations. We would stay up all night talking about religion. We would talk about politics. We would talk about world history. We would talk about culture. We would talk about sociology and philosophy. And I was just on the phone with him, at this age. I'm in my 20s, and I was just reminiscing. I'm like, man, we were having these conversations when I was like, I don't know, like 13, 14. And then when I was 18, and I'm still having these conversations, and we are able to just kind of like hit off of each other, and kind of like just, well, one time we'll be talking about socialism, and then we'll go and start talking about politics, and then we'll start talking about science. And he was just telling me about genealogy, like our family history and stuff like that. And so I noticed that sage women are very comfortable in this realm of discussion of just different topics and different things, different academic subjects. And there's this coolness and calmness under pressure that's about sage women. And so, yeah, I wanted to really just highlight that feminine archetypes. I'll definitely be doing a little bit more feminine archetype videos on subjects. And I really love talking about these things and just analyzing what we call anima and animus, or, feminine or masculine archetypes. And I love to highlighting the different femininity of women. So that is it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And if you enjoyed it, go ahead and hit the subscribe button and like the video, share it with your girls, share it with your friends. And I will see you guys in my next one. Bye-bye.